Let's get you up to speed with myths versus facts as far as India's vaccines are concerned. What was said? Vaccines cause infertility. It's actually false. There is no effect on fertility or pregnancy. It was also said that these vaccines were rolled out in a hurry, were rushed and not safe. Well, they were actually approved after proper trials. Billions were safely vaccinated. The vaccines have pig fat. This was something that was said during the peak of the pandemic, rather, when the vaccines were rolled out. It's absolutely false. There is, in fact, no such ingredient. Vaccines cause heart attacks. This is something that's being said again and again, even now, as you've seen. Not proven. Studies done by the Government of India, the Indian Council of Medical Research, the National Center for Disease Control, say this is not correct. There's no direct link as confirmed by them. So you've recovered from COVID, you don't need vaccine. This was what was said during the beginning of the pandemic. Clearly not. You still had to take vaccine for better protection and, of course, protection against severe infection. So it was also said that there is no mask that is needed after vaccination. It's still needed. Vaccines reduce severity of the infection. They do not stop the spread of the infection, and that is something that needs to be reiterated time and again. In spite of the fact check by the Indian Council of Medical Research, the Congress is sticking to its guns, saying that issues with vaccine have been seen across the world. Countering the charges, BJP said if vaccines were to be to blame, then deaths would have spiked across the state and not just in Hassan, dismissing the Congress statement as absolutely baseless.
Medical expert. And I know that he's a political expert. He politicizes health, he politicizes education, he politicizes administration, he politicizes center-state relations. So his whole life he used to politicize, link the death of the people in Hassan to COVID. His only aim is to divert the whole issue, which is always does that. Divert the whole issue. It is his incumbent duty. Certainly, the health system in Karnataka has collapsed. There are no medicines, timely medicines for critical illness. Siddaramaiah is totally a disturbed man.
Karnataka Chief Minister is now saying that there are deaths that are happening in his constituency, that is Hassan. He is saying it's because of the centre and the COVID vaccines that the centre pushed Indians to take. Do you believe in this? The government has given clarification. All the reports are saying that heart attacks and COVID vaccines are not related.
No, look, I usually address all chief ministers with a great deal of respect. When it comes to Siddaramaiah, I really have a great deal of difficulty in saying respected Siddaramaiah because he has taken politics in Karnataka to a level where it is beyond desperation and shamelessness and a politics of lies. He is the chief minister of a state that is rapidly imploding. It is imploding socially, it is imploding economically, there is no money for development.
These kind of remarks about COVID vaccines because they actually save lives.
There is no point telling the Congress government what to say and what not to say. It is like trying to tell the Congress party that you should not have political alliances with the Jamaat-e-Islami. But they will do it. Because they are desperate, they are shameless.
Throughout the world and India, today if you see any professionals, if you meet any of the medical specialists, they would say there is a reason is because of these COVID vaccines. ICMR had to, they have to substitute, no? They have to tell what is the reason then. Then what is the reason for? In one district, so many people are facing this heart attack. Throughout India and throughout Karnataka, there so many people are facing, especially middle-aged and young people. Then what is the reason for them? They have to come up with, no? Let them come up with then. If they come up with the substitute answer, then we can agree.
All right, so what has the Health Ministry really said in the rebuttal that was issued early morning today? Talking about the study by the Indian Council of Medical Research, Institute of Epidemiology has done this study. Let me take you through the details. Essentially, no evidence of link between vaccine and heart attack, says the study. India's vaccines were safe, not just that, they were effective as well. Extremely rare instances of serious side effects that were found, of course, after the administration of the vaccine, but not now. Sudden deaths are because of the following reasons: genetics, lifestyle, pre-existing conditions, and post-COVID complications. Also, another study which is still being done, but we'll take you through the early findings of this one, which is being done by Delhi's prestigious All India Institute of Medical Sciences. The government says genetic mutations are behind the unexplained sudden deaths. And of course, the final results of this study are awaited. I'm being joined right now by my colleagues Nagarjun Dwarkanath from Bengaluru, Milan Sharma joining us from Delhi at this point in time. Nagarjun, first to you. The government of Karnataka, the Chief Minister, has now squarely blamed the vaccines in his suggestion that it could be the reason behind his death. A charge that the Congress has made in the past as well, saying it was hurried through. However, studies after studies have indicated that this is not correct. The government today says this is plain misinformation.
Well, that's absolutely true.
Yes.
BJP went on to say that the vaccine was given across the state and across India. Why is it only Hassan that we are seeing cardiac arrest deaths? And so it's not right for the Chief Minister and the government to blame the vaccine is what BJP has said. But however, the Congress government is of an opinion that if not the vaccine, what is the reason? The ICMR should come up with a reason as to why the deaths are happening. And now a committee has been constituted by Jaydeva, headed by the Jaydeva cardiac hospital also in Bengaluru. He'll be heading, the chairman of the Jaydeva hospital will be heading the committee, and then they'll give a brief report as to what is causing these deaths in Hassan district.
Milan Sharma is also with us. Milan, isn't this a sense of deja vu really? Because we've had this conversation just so many times in the last few months or so, you know, from the moment the vaccine was actually rolled out, that this kind of misinformation is being spread. It added so much to the vaccine hesitancy at this point in time. Thankfully, there is no surge in infections now, and there is actually no need to go back to taking the vaccines. However, this added to the vaccine hesitancy even at that point in time, isn't it?
Well, absolutely, Sneha. I remember, us discussing this time and again throughout
Yes.
COVID that, the vaccines are going to cause deaths. The vaccines are going to harm your body. The vaccines are going to be, leading to harmful consequences. But of course, there are studies being done. And to all those critiques out there, Indian studies are being done. So we're not talking about any international study or any foreign study. We're talking about Indian studies done by prestigious institutions, prestigious scientists
Yes.
that have said that there's no direct link with the vaccination. Of course, there could be underlying factors. There could be a lot of changes that our bodies have gone through after COVID, which also, requires a deeper research into what our lifestyle has become. Stress could be a factor.
That's right.
Lack of immunity could be a factor. So there needs to be a scientific base for the Karnataka government to have, to say this. And they don't have it at the moment, which is why, it's creating this kind of scare.
That's
related
right.
to
That's why there
vaccination.
is fair amount of fear mongering. I'm going to leave it at that. Milan Sharma, Nagarjun Dwarkanath.